we're on this path, and we go out of our way to make ourselves more sensitive,
Right.
which allows you to have a deeper perception. But at the same time, you just have to be more careful.
Absolutely. It's almost like you have to have translucent skin, but at the same time, the skin itself has to be like rhinoceros hide.
Yeah, well, you're more open to abuse. And,
Yeah.
I'm one of the most vocal people of my entire circle, probably the most vocal. Somebody said to me, oh, well, I got a call from so-and-so. He wants me to do this. You think he's going to tell me what he told you? And I said, well, probably not, because you haven't gone as public as I have. See, they don't care really so much what we think. They just think we're misguided. They could deal with that as long as you shut up and obey. They're petty tyrants, man. And the founder never wanted that. He wanted annual meetings, annual member meetings, and annual re-election of directors, so that there would be an accountability. And whenever I bring that up, and I've brought it up in the past 2 years, because I just found out about that in the past 2 years, that was brought to my attention by someone who got kicked out for some things that happened about 10 years ago. Yeah, man, they got this thing wrapped up with their cushy little offices and their zero accountability. You know, it just displays that human weakness, and they've shown that they're not, they don't have what it takes to lead an organization like this through trying times.
Right.
And the fact that they've just swept that whole annual re-election of directors under the carpet so that they'd have their cushy little positions for life without being challenged, this gives you an indication of where they're at.
They just want to ride that gravy train, baby.
Oh, I know, but this is supposed to be a spiritual organization. Come on, man. It is a spiritual organization, but we have people in there not living up to the standard. Because it's all in there. They like to say, well, if you just pay attention to the teachings, that would explain it all. Yeah, that's what I've been saying for 2.5 years. It's all in there, but you can't see it. This cult is referred to as the silence group. Back in the teachings that came through back in the 50s and 60s, because they were trying to keep things quiet, but that's what they're doing today. That whole bit about YouTube relaxing the restrictions, that's a load of frickin' nonsense, man. I had 2 videos taken down in 2 days from YouTube. The 2 of our videos, they took the one down because we're going right to the heart of what's happening with this bioweapon, this injectable bioweapon. We're going right to the heart of it. We're talking about things that people are finding, right? It's not like we're making any of this up. This is just from our research based on the firsthand research that people are doing, these fibrous white clots and whatnot. And, the amount of people that are dying. A 17-year-old just died. And now, I don't know if you heard this one, but Newsom, they just passed legislation to ban all dissent by doctors. So if you're a doctor in California, you can't say anything about it. You risk losing your medical license. I can't talk about this on YouTube, right? I mean, I can, but they'll just take my channel down again, which I don't have much invested in this particular channel. I don't really care. They could take it down. I had a lot invested in the last channel. I lost my entire audience, so I don't have the engagement that I once did, but this is foul, man. And you hear Biden, how he's parroting what his masters want. They call it violent speech and extreme speech and white supremacist speech. That's just an excuse to demonize any dissent. Exactly.
From the Pravda narrative. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and then the CEO of YouTube is coming out in an interview saying how she supports free speech.
In general, we want to be enabling. We want to enable people to express their points of view and enable as much free speech as we possibly can have.
Oh, yeah, until it gets to a point where people are talking about things that you don't want them to talk about. See, they have these items that you just can't talk about. One is that's one. Also, you can't talk about what happened in November of 2020. That's what got my last channel taken down was 2 strikes for talking about and 1 strike for medical misinformation is what they call it. So I just got 2 strikes for medical misinformation. I mean, 2 videos taken down. I got a warning, and then the next one is a strike. So I probably shouldn't even be using YouTube. If it doesn't go according to what the WHO says, could you imagine using that as criteria? The frickin' WHO, this criminal globalist satanic organization with the Ethiopian terrorist at the top. What I did was I knew it was coming. The past 2.5 years, I've probably had 30 videos taken down from YouTube. They were really lenient. I don't know if with me or just they were just more lenient at the beginning of this. Like they gave me a ton of warnings before they started giving me strikes.
Right.
The first time around, now you get 1 warning and boom, the next one they take down as a strike. But it's a real insult. And it's almost like they're egging us on, man. It's almost, they want us to go off the deep end so that they can put in the headlines, MAGA or right-wing extremist goes ballistic. You know what I'm saying?
Other thing, you notice what they do on, and I've noticed that this has been popping up. You know how they have their little blue block with.
Oh, yeah, drives me nuts.
All that garbage, or Illuminati or election misinformation, all the big tags, they put it to go see Wikipedia, the unimpeachable Bible of information.
Oh, my God.
Sarcastic.
Wikipedia is such a freaking propaganda piece.
Oh, yes.
What a load of nonsense. Hitler and Goebbels didn't come near this, man. They're looking up from hell thinking, wow, these guys are really good.
Exactly.
This Brock, man, this David Brock with his media manners, he is one satanic motherfucker. He
is the worst Satanist with his boyfriend, Alephantis,
Yeah, and I think that guy went down there with an AR-15. That might have been a total false flag.
I'm sure that was a Ray Epps kind of a thing.